Welcome to our lecture on water treatment device installations. Today, we are going to explore how different water treatment systems are configured, the sequence of equipment needed for various water sources, and the critical installation details that keep our drinking water safe.
Let's start by looking at a system designed for a rural surface water supply. Because surface water can be of poor quality, a multi-step approach is often required. First, a chlorhater is used to tackle bacteria and begin precipitating iron. Next, a sand filter catches sediment and that precipitated iron. Then, an activated carbon filter removes any lingering tastes, odors from the chlorine or hydrogen sulfide. Finally, a water softener is placed at the end of the line to remove hardness. The order here is crucial for the system to work effectively.
Now, what if we are using a chemical-free iron filter? In a standard installation, a device called a hydrocharger is installed upstream of the pressure tank to introduce air into the water. It is very important that the pressure switch is located downstream of this hydrocharger. Otherwise, the pump might cycle on and off too rapidly. Also notice that the iron filter is always placed upstream of the water softener. This ensures the iron is removed before it can foul up and ruin the softener. Sometimes, a property requires a split stream installation, meaning the raw water supply is split for two entirely different applications. To make this work, a second pressure tank must be installed. The setup involves placing the hydrocharger between the primary and secondary pressure tanks. A normally closed solenoid valve sits upstream of the hydrocharger, and a secondary pressure switch is wired in after it to operate the solenoid. This dual-tank system ensures proper pressure and air introduction for the treated side of the stream.
When dealing with a municipal water supply, the setup changes slightly. Often, you do not want to waste treated water on your lawn, so an untreated water line is branched off to the outdoors upstream of all the treatment equipment. For the indoor supply, the system still requires a pressure tank upstream of the iron filter, preceded by a solenoid valve, a hydrocharger, and a pressure switch, in that exact order, to properly manage the municipal pressure and treat the indoor water.
Let's talk about installation accessories. While some filters include them, bypass valves are sometimes sold separately, but they are absolutely essential. Whether made of brass or plastic, a bypass valve allows you to easily isolate and remove a piece of equipment for repair without shutting off water to the whole building. Additionally, if you are working in a tight space, a manufactured 90-degree control valve adapter or offset fitting lets you install the treatment device much closer to the wall than standard copper fittings would allow. Moving on to point-of-use systems, the reverse osmosis, or RO unit, is incredibly popular for drinking water. Installing these requires strict adherence to the manufacturer's instructions. The system typically taps into the cold water feed, runs through a series of pre-filters, the RO membrane, and into a small storage tank before dispensing through a dedicated faucet. But the most critical part of this installation isn't the supply side, it's the drain. The drain line connection is where many mistakes happen. If installed improperly, you risk creating a cross-connection where dirty drain water could back up into the clean drinking water. To prevent this, the drain line must connect through a dispensing faucet that features a built-in air gap. When attaching the drain saddle to the plumbing, if you use a horizontal pipe, drill the hole near the top, no more than 45 degrees off-center, and far from any garbage disposal. For a vertical pipe, place it on a straight length right above the P-trap. To wrap up, remember that the sequence of water treatment equipment is highly intentional, designed to protect downstream devices like water softeners. Always incorporate bypass valves to make future maintenance painless. And finally, when installing reverse osmosis systems, meticulous attention to the drain line and air gap is non-negotiable to protect the potable water supply from contamination. Thank you for joining this lecture.